What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. It's Monday. Honey, I'm trying to get this camera angle together. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's this other camera on this damn thing, and it's like I feel like it's closer to me. How's everybody? Everybody have a good weekend? Relaxing? I don't know. Mine was like, I don't even remember it, honey. Y'all lucky y'all got a video today, because she was about to lay down and take another day. I don't need another day. I would like another day, but I don't need another day, which is why I'm in my car doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody got to relax and recharge and, just, recuperate from the week or get ready for this week or whatever it is that you do. What did I watch over the weekend? Not too much happened over the weekend. I know that the Mueller report, well, they didn't release all of it. They gave us a synopsis or here are the cliff notes, which weren't clear anyways. It was a waste of time. I think we knew it was a waste of time when Nancy Pelosi was like, oh, you know what? On second thought, I really don't care about impeachment. Bitch, you knew what the fuck. You knew it wasn't gonna be no goddamn things in here. But the White House keeps saying that he's fully exonerated, but the report does not say that. So, no, they're not letting anybody see the report, which is really weird too. But I don't know. This country is just so, the way that it was ran, the way that it was created in terms of the government, and they keep, our forefathers, ain't nobody's damn daddies, ain't nobody's forefathers, nothing. First of all, they didn't do the shit right. They had the shit in mind, thinking, okay, well, we're gonna get this free labor over here, we're gonna bring these people over here, enslave them, have them work, and then when the work is over, when they finally realize that there's a lot of holes in the way that the government was structured. Nobody's gonna get anything perfect. This idea that I really am like, the idea like that we are this country with higher moral compass, and the only thing that this country has that no one else has is a strong fucking military. Big guns. That's it. And that is why it's easy for folks to go from country to country, from sovereign land to sovereign land, and fuck things up. That is the culture of your forefathers, a culture of colonization. I don't know how I got off of that, because I'm just saying, like, a bunch of the shenanigans that happened, that was to leave themselves room to do whatever the fuck. And I keep saying that this man is the epitome of what America is. If America were to have a baby, it would look like Donald Trump. It would be Donald Trump. What he is when he stands there with his fat ass, mediocre, gluttonous, greedy, envious, every fucking deadly sin you could come up with, he embodies that. And that is the embodiment of what the United States of America Incorporated is. That's what it is. So nothing, every time they say, oh, this is going to happen, ain't nothing going to happen to him. He's a white man in America. Nothing is going to happen to him. He has been able, with no political background, to become the president of the United States. People, oh, this is not what America is. Every time somebody says that, I'm like, yes, it is. Why do y'all keep saying that? This idea of what America is that y'all have in your head, it's time to deal with what the reality of America is. Because this idea of what America is, the taglines, the slogans, the fight songs, all that shit is fake. And none of it is real, and none of it holds up anywhere. So you got to deal with what America actually is and the reality of America. Like, just deal with it. Just deal with it, okay? So we're not going to see, ain't no telling when that shit is going to come out. I'm sure there'll be a lot of developments today, and they'll be talking about it for days and days and days. I did watch the Out for Blood, the Elizabeth Holmes documentary on HBO. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Elizabeth Holmes is the woman who started the company called Theranos, which was a concept of having blood and labs taken with a single prick from your finger, being able to tell what diseases and ailments you have from a single prick. This white woman whose father was a VP at Enron, like, we need to make it. I didn't hear that anywhere in the documentary. When I started researching on her, I was like, oh, so deceit and lying is in her blood. Like, that's she's used to that. That white woman gooped, I don't know, $900 million out of people. How much did she get out of the people? It was like 900 million. You got to look up the numbers. But she was in Walgreens. She had people investing in her that had not even seen the damn prototype of the machine that she said was going to read these blood tests and these labs. And the truth be told, that the lab, the machine that was going to do the test could not do it. And there was this one other white woman that told her, you're not going to be able to do this. Everyone who told her no, she just went somewhere else to find somebody to tell her yes. All the men were like, yes, give her money. The women were like, that's cute, but it's not going to work. It just can't work. They had interviews with people that worked in the labs, and the girl that basically was the whistleblower, the Asian girl, her name was Erica. She was the whistleblower, and and the girl was, if you look at the girl, she never blinked. She did a TED Talk and everything on a lie, child, scamming these people, and coming up with this thing. Bill Clinton invested, the Obamas invested. There's a lot of people that invested in this white woman who did not prove nothing. She dropped out of Stanford. She started doing this thing. Y'all got to go see it. Go see it. And she came, honey, she scammed them people out of all their money. I don't know. And then at the end, her and this Indian dude, at the end, it just says her and the Indian dude pled guilty, but there's no other. I was looking like, okay, what happened next? Like, I need to know what happened to this girl. Honey, it's a good idea, but it just wouldn't be able to work. But the people said she would be talking to them and she wouldn't blink the whole time talking to them. Just lying through her teeth, getting interviewed by all of these different people and Henry Kissinger. I mean, like, to the top, honey, to the top. Go watch it. It's on HBO. It's called Out for Blood. Elizabeth Holmes. And I remember seeing that shit in Walgreens, because Walgreens is my pharmacy. And the shit was in Walgreens. So because they couldn't get the machine together, they started opening wellness centers in Walgreens. Then Walgreens was just like, wait, we need to see. They didn't even know that they thought that they were using this technology, taking these blood samples and using this technology, and they weren't. They were actually using machines from a company called Siemens that make, machines to test blood, lab machines and stuff like that to test blood. And they were using those. They weren't using what she had filed for a patent on. And people believed her. I just, like, all of these people, it was amazing how all these people just believed in her, giving her money, and never seen the damn thing work. Never, ever seen it work. Then they was going out threatening people. Go watch it, honey. It was really good. But, honey, this white woman who didn't blink, didn't comb her hair, doesn't look like she ever combed her hair. Never. Out here in people's faces, not blinking, getting millions of dollars out of people. Millions of investments. Millions. Millions and millions and millions. Off of something that they never see. You think I would be able to go out there and say I have this machine, honey? I couldn't even get my own family to fucking back me up. These motherfuckers was like, here, girl, here's the money. I can't get them to back me up on a goddamn t-shirt idea, let alone some machine to fucking test blood, to do labs. And here they are again. You think if you went to your family members and was like, listen, I got an idea for this machine that will take a prick of your blood, and they could send it back, and they can order specific tests for themselves. They have a menu of tests, and I'll take their blood, they send this little drop of blood back, and we'll test them. Do you think your family would invest in you? Do you think you could go somewhere and say, your friends, honey, these people was giving that girl so much money. Anyway, speaking of patent, what's her name? Okurr, Cardi B. She went out and trademarked Okurr. She went out and trademarked it, baby, and the people are mad. Why are they mad? Because they said black women and gay men have been using Okurr for years. So that means that a black woman or a gay man should have went and got a trademark. See, here's the thing about what we fail to do in protecting our culture is doing shit like trademarking shit that we say so you can make sure nobody else makes money off of it. If anybody that could make money off of it, I'm okay with the girl. And then apparently somebody else who actually they're saying that they actually made it up, but they spelled it different. So she's okay, but people were upset, like, you trademarked something that people have been saying for years. Okay, so who's the at fault? Like honestly, like, our culture is being, if you haven't noticed, they take our culture and monetize off of it. They take our anger and monetize off of it. It's about time somebody who represents our culture in a way, by way of music or what have you, owns something. Like, do you think Flavor Flav owns Yeah Boy? Do y'all think he does? Do you think he went out and trademarked that? If he didn't, he's a damn fool. So he can go, he knows better. As ignorant as Flavor Flav is, all of them motherfuckers went to college. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Do you think he went out and got Yeah Boy? Yeah Boy? Do you think he went out and got that trademark? Somebody find out if Flavor Flav, because if he didn't, he's a fool. That's my thing. Like, why are y'all mad at the girl? It's not y'all, but the people are mad saying she went out. Well, you got you a Afro-Latina girl who is bisexual sometimes, who went out and trademarked this phrase. She said every time she goes somewhere, somebody's asking her to say it. Why the fuck wouldn't she trademark it? I don't blame her. I did a search online for it under the gifts, and I saw Pepsi had something that said okay URRRRR. Now, would you want Cardi B making money off of it, or would you want Pepsi making money off of it? Because you best believe them motherfuckers do things on the slide. You go and try and trademark and be like, no, Pepsi got a trademark on it already, and get you out of the shit that you say all the time. She said, I'm gonna do it. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna do it. She said, if white people do it all the time is what she said. So that thing, how we justify things because we see like they do things, is the way that they do things is a standard operating procedure, and it's not. But I understand where she's coming from. Like, I feel like she has people around her who have some sense, because how many people have things that they say like period with a T at the end? Do you think anybody's going out there? Who's gonna go out there and do it? Fleek, all the shit that people say, like, you're going out and trademarking it. What's wrong with that? That's how you protect your culture, to make sure that somebody from the culture is going to benefit from it, and somebody not of the culture is not going to benefit from it. That's just what it is. She's also suing Tasha K. Some people said it's a real lawsuit. Some people say it's not a real lawsuit. There's all different kind of stories. I'm not an investigative YouTube personality person. I'm not doing no investigative reporting. I'm just giving you commentary. And that is what I read. Some stories are saying that she is suing her. Some stories saying she's not suing her. But then there's this videotape that came out of Cardi B saying that she drugs guys for money and this and that. And trying to rob niggas by drugging them and stuff like that, and robbing them. So here's the thing: they keep playing this videotape. She can say it all day. She's a personality. Now the problem is determining whether or not she is saying shit for real, Is she being for real? She's saying shit, which I believe for her to say it online and the way that she is and her history, that she's probably telling the truth. But now you got to get the victims to step forward. The men that she apparently or allegedly did these things to in a video that she's saying that she did. You got to get those guys to step up. But they won't step up because the fucking crazy mind fuck of our society, men who get sexually assaulted and raped, they don't come forward because other men and women make them seem like they're less than or weak because of their because of what happened to them. Y'all saw how you did Terry Crews. Y'all saw how you do these women who come forward however many years later. You don't treat victims of sexual assault correctly, and men at that. You treat them even worse than you treat the women, and you can't treat the women no worse than anything when it comes to sexual assault or rape. If Cardi B did this to these guys, then they would need to come forward and admit that. But who's going to admit that without public scrutiny and ridicule? A man who, you can't even get a man to admit that he needs mental health help, therapy, okay? So let alone to admit that somebody sexually assaulted him or raped him. So that's what's going to have to happen. She can say, I've done this, but these people need to come forward and say, yes, she did this to me. You know what I'm saying? So what are you going to do? Mueller report, waste of time. 2 survivors of the Parkland shooting, the school shooting where all those kids died, was 17 kids that died. Just in the last week, 2 survivors have died by suicide. One was a girl. They kept showing the girl. I think her name was, it started with an S. I don't think I wrote it down. I don't have it down here. But she died by suicide, and then a few days later another survivor of the shooting died by suicide. And the conversation surrounding that is, after people go through a traumatic experience, and levels of trauma are different, therapy is required for people to cope and deal with that. So I don't know if these kids were given, like, when school shooting happens, they happen so often, they always say that they're helping the kids afterwards with counseling and stuff like that. I want to know how true that is and how long does that counseling last. I feel like it should last for at least two years, or however long. If they're still in school, I think it should last the entire length of the school time that they're at that school, because being in the school is just traumatizing, being that the traumatic event happened in the school. But then also to say, you'll have it for the entire time you're here, because the school might trigger some post-traumatic stress. And these kids dying by suicide, it's like, I hope that they were in some type of consistent therapy, because as much as we, that we love the kids, we don't take care of kids the way that we should as adults. I mean, so many adults that I know have unhealed childhood trauma. Do you understand what I'm saying? We grow up into adults with all of this pain and unhealed parts of us, and we take it and then we try to interact with other adults who have the same issues, who are either, 1, afraid to talk about it, 2, don't trust anyone to talk about it and never talk about it. And now you're trying to figure out, why are you dealing with this person in this kind of way? You don't understand where they're coming from. Yeah, because they have a lot of unhealed childhood trauma. All of us in some way, you know what I'm saying? And yes, they didn't get it right. They did the best that they can and all this other stuff. But the way that we cope and deal with things, a child going through a school shooting, that they need help. So, I feel sad that they had to experience in that and then decide that they don't want to even be on this earth anymore. It's like, ooh, child, at 19 or 18 years old to have that experience, I feel bad for their families, because now they're just like, it's more trauma. I hope they get those kids some help. Dubai said they don't have nothing on file that says R. Kelly is booked and busy for nothing going on over there. Didn't I tell y'all niggas? I told y'all niggas that nigga wants to get over in Dubai and say he's not coming back. I don't even know why it was even a consideration for R. Kelly to leave the United States of America Incorporated. I don't understand why. Why was that even like a consideration? If I was a judge, I'd have been like, no. This man is continuously being accused of these things. He can't go nowhere where there's no extradition laws. You're not going nowhere. Nowhere. You're going to end up like Roman Polanski. Didn't I say that? He is not to be trusted. That man, something is wrong with that man. He needs to be in jail. He just needs to be sitting in jail. He should not have been bonded out. It should have been none of that. Like, none of that. And the royal family said, we don't know nothing about him. He ain't coming over here. We don't have nothing to do with that. And nobody, no club promoter in Dubai is saying that R. Kelly has a contract with them to perform anywhere. So he lied. So now you a flight risk. Sit your ass in Chicago and sit right there where you belong. You're not going no goddamn where. No, nowhere. The sun is right in my face, y'all. What else is going on? Yeah, you can't go nowhere. Shit. At all. What else? Okay, Amber Evans is an activist, black woman who is an activist in Ohio who about 35 days ago went missing, and saying that after a domestic dispute, she went missing. They found her car. There was no news coverage on her. She was an activist in the community. She was very critical of law enforcement, and they felt like because she was so critical of law enforcement that they didn't really do any coverage on Amber Evans. And we know that in the United States, when a black girl goes missing, you really don't hear anything about it. Like, they don't care. Like, that's why I just don't there's a lot of things that I don't understand how we interact with other people, because they really don't care about our children. They do not care about us as women. They do not care about men. And yet and still the men really want to be in this position to be there, just this pro-black man shit. And it's like, they don't care about the women at all. All these missing women who are black. That's why that serial killer was able to get away for so long. He had killed so many people, but his victims were black, so they didn't give a fuck. They weren't looking for the victims. But this woman, Amber Evans, no news coverage, missing almost 40 days. They found her body yesterday in a river, and it's really odd that a lot of these activists, especially the activists that are in St. Louis, Missouri, they're winding up dead too. They're finding them in cars that have been set on fire, and then calling them suicides, and just a lot of strange things have been happening to our activists in different states around the country, and nobody's really saying anything about them. They're not getting any news coverage. It's really odd. Just a lot of things that happen to our people, and that's what they felt like. The cops didn't move. The cops said that's not true, that they were moving on the case, but I didn't hear. Does anybody know who Amber Evans is? A black woman who went missing for over 30 days in Ohio, an activist? Exactly. Nobody really knows who she is. There's another story that I wanted to talk about, where this black woman was in Forsyth County in Georgia, one of the most racist counties in Georgia. She was at an adult slumber party of this single black woman with all these white women. There's a picture of her, and I can't remember her name, but she wound up dead over the balcony 20 feet down. No blood underneath her, but blunt trauma to her body and to her head. But she apparently fell off the balcony. Xanax in her system. And then they said that that there was 3 men there. It was only supposed to be women, but 3 men there. They still don't know how this woman wound up dead. They're saying that she fell by accident off the balcony. She must have been drunk and this and that. The way the picture looked, it looked really odd. we're going to talk about it more maybe tomorrow. I can't remember the woman's name, but a lot of the times when things happen to black women in the news, you don't hear about it because they just do not care. They do not care. And that's why whenever I see somebody like tweeting something online or sharing something about somebody missing, I share it because the news is not going to cover it. They're not going to cover it. So they found this woman, and we're going to see how the story develops. Amber Evans in Ohio. That's about it, y'all. That's all I have. I watched Leandria, is that her name, on Iyanla Fix My Life. I think it came on a few weeks ago, but I watched it yesterday, as a matter of fact. I really don't know too much about Leandria, only that I know that she's very against the church. Everybody always tell me I never watch Sunday Best. I'm not into gospel like that at all, not at all. Nothing about it is intriguing to me, exciting to me, or entertaining to me. So I just know who Leandria is from hearing you guys and everybody else talk about her all the time. I never paid attention to her. I know that she was very much against the church and what the church represented and the people in the church. And Iyanla really had some good advice from her, but I didn't like that Iyanla was trying to make her admit that she was an alcoholic. I don't think that was like the space for that. Erica Campbell coming there. It was weird. The whole thing was weird because it's like Iyanla asked Erica, did y'all see her pain? Like, y'all was up here clapping her and praising her for being, able to sing, but it's clear she has a lot of pain. Like, did y'all see that? They're like, yeah, we saw. Okay, so then why would y'all take a woman who is already in pain, who was already using alcohol to cope, and put her in the entertainment industry? Gospel or not, it's still the entertainment industry. The shit is ugly. The shit is dark as fuck. Why would you put somebody already dealing with shadows? Why would you put her in that environment? Because y'all just wanted to make money off of her, and she's rebelling against that. I was just like, I understood where she was coming from. None of you motherfuckers are worth anything to me. I was with her. I was like, okay, the rebellious girl, I'm fine with that. But I don't know Leandria's whole story, so don't beat me up because, I don't know her whole little story or whatever. But all I know is, like, she was rebelling against the people that was putting her up. They were trying to make money a lot, and that big guy I missed the part with that big dude. I guess he was her stylist or something like that, but she had to fire him. A lot of people were just typically just hanging on to her because of where she was and how she was, navigating through the entertainment industry. I don't know. Did she go and get help? I know it was 2 parts. Did she go and get help, y'all? Leandria Johnson, what's her last name? See, I don't even know. All right, y'all, I'm here. Take care of each other, protect your energy. I don't have enough subscribers to actually post the merchandise, so the links are going to be down in the description box starting probably Wednesday to get merchandise. Okay, so you guys have a wonderful day. Take care of each other, protect your energy, and we'll get down in the comments. See you later. Peace.